scan for contraband. Scan complete. You are cleared to land at New Atlantis. Please enjoy your visit to Jemison.
While we're here, let's swing by Centaurian so I can pick up some ammo.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving. Okay, no bounty. You're clear.
Yeah?
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here. Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
Well, what a pleasant surprise. When I heard you and Hadrian were headed for Londinian of all places, I presumed you must be onto something big. Did you find what you were looking for? I haven't been to Londinian in many years. Why? Is there some way I could be of assistance? Were you able to recover what you... Good news, then. So, what exactly are you doing here? Plenty still to be done in defeating the Terramorphs, no? Did you? Well, I don't know what you think you heard on this recording, but I sincerely hope you didn't come to the wrong conclusions. After all, given the Cabinet's current state of anxiety, they might misinterpret such a discovery to mean I could have been involved with the attacks. Perhaps I can convince you to keep this among us. Of course. Do I look like I'm in any position to do what you're describing? So I'd very much appreciate your agreement to not share what you found. We wouldn't want anyone else jumping to conclusions now, would we? You know, you're far more clever than I expected. You want to hear the words, then? I did it. The Terramorph attacks on Tau Ceti, New Atlantis, my doing. Years of coordination between my associate and I, figuring out how to deploy the Lazarus plant's pollen outside of Londinian, learning to synthesize it, use it as a weapon. Now, being as clever as you are, I'm sure you have thoughts on why I might do such a thing. All in due time. First, I want to see if you're truly as astute as you appear. So why would someone like me go through all this trouble? The attacks, when I discovered the plant, but we were at war. So I ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport, fixing two problems at once, halting the spread of the city and sealing away now. It's easy to judge now, but the Freestar, in that moment, I wasn't. But then, as the war ended, my trust, and what did I get in return? Was there any effort? No. I become a trusted advisor, having found and cement my new position of influence when I had the dear departed Dr. Rick. What luck he was stopped dead. It wasn't easy. They wanted to pretend I didn't exist. Still, they believed they were luring it, dropped off at just the right moments to fall. Slow work. Captain, please. You've benefited here as much as I have. It's why I had our lays reprogrammed. And look at the results. I know for a fact the Cabinet's planning to... Isn't that preferable to... with only the vague... Something befitting. While of course they can't... I expect you'll be... You're being honored only because... And let's not forget, eliminating the Terramorphs. Securing knowledge. I'm simply requesting. I've already sent along the evidence of Orlaze's role in the attacks to the cabin. All I ask is that you confirm as much to the cabin. After all, I do... That is a pity, Captain. Just think about the upper... Go. Tell them. I'll tell you why. Because the UC, in the last days of the war, the UC was on the precipice of executing a final grid, a massive strike, capable of I thought I'd had my... But such invasions are costly. Others in the UC believed the blockade would be... So instead... But just before we could launch the strike, word came from London. I went to the city to assess the state. We couldn't spare ships for a proper quarantine. Very well. So upon my return from Londinian, we proceeded with our killing blow. But then the Freestar citizenry decided to get involved. Doesn't. I, of course, had no trouble fighting. But my peers had lost. They picked our ships apart. It's human nature to see patterns. Once we'd cracked synthesizing the Lazarus, Orlaze's ship would land. Then Lazarus, shortly thereafter, a strike perpetrated, which is why we were in the middle of an all-out war, Captain. Which city would you prefer? And if anyone, I weighed the option.
Authorized personnel only.
Hey,
Your friend has to stay here.
sounds good. Lead on.
Perfect timing. We just got in. So on our end, good news. The microbe and the Aciles are both as effective against heat leech.
Means either plan should work for clearing those critters off.
Considering what the Lazarus plant... I already sent along info to the cabinet. So what about your end? Did my father tell you what he knew? I knew it. Why? Probably a good approach. I'm sure the UC interrogate.
So you're telling us that the attack on New Atlantis was Vae Victus's responsibility, just like the dooming of Londinian? That's insane! He has a sick...
Well, once we inform the cabinet, they can ensure he won't... My hope would be that whatever connections he's got, make sure his future schemes and... But honestly, he's in a unique position. I'm sure he did. So I guess that unless there was... This might be our last Then here we go. Something else you wanted to...
Not gonna make it.
This is murder!
Look alive, Captain! Hey! I'm hit!
I'm hit! I can't do this! This is...
Welcome back, all of you. I wish we were meeting under better circumstances. But according to Hadrian's report, and the second is what I'm reading. The second report claims to know the perpetrator as well.
Or Lays.
All right, but make it quick.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend has to stay here.
I am a better ally than enemy, Captain.
Authorized personnel only. Your friend
Yeah,
has to
what
stay
is it? Excellent.
So, was Reginald Orlays responsible for these attacks?
It's true, ma'am. I heard the recording myself. My father figured out how to use terramorphs as weapons.
He did what? That's impossible. He doesn't have the kind of access to...
Clearly, he made his own access, Chief Sarkin. Madam President, I have been saying for years that not dealing with that man was gonna end in tragedy.
Enough! I hope everyone here understands that what has just been shared is a state secret of the highest order. This information does not leave this room. Now, that's quite the accusation you're leveling, considering Francois Sinon has not left containment for the better part of 2 decades. You have evidence to back this up?
It just transformed. A terramorph out of thin air. An invisible weapon. No planet would be safe.
Heavens help us. Is that actually him?
I'd know that voice anywhere. That's Francois.
He knew they could do this, and said nothing.
He's a sociopath. Plain and simple, ma'am.
Officer, please collect that recording.
Yes, ma'am. Begging your pardon, Captain.
We'll, of course, be launching a full investigation into how this could have happened. Though I have little doubt the Admiral will be quick to share all he knows on the subject once confronted with that recording. Chief Yassine, can you send one of your interrogators to have a little chat with the Admiral?
I'll issue the order immediately.
Good. Combined with everything else you all have uncovered. Well, I don't think the United Colonies can thank you enough. We failed the people of the colonies by not dealing with it. I'm not sure I see why someone with UC blood on their hands would marry. Now, with our village, with the threads you've brought together here, the 3 of you have likely spared thousands of lives. But as such, the cabinet will be...
A sound decision, ma'am.
Well, luckily, but we'll ensure it... I'm glad you... So then, the cabinet has agreed to implement a plan that will deal with the terramorph, and now also heat leak. In fact, we've already begun enacting measures to check all... The project we're embarking on...
Madam President, this microbe is clearly too much of a risk.
To someone with limited knowledge of biology, using it to wipe out the...
And fast results.
As you can see, there... Major?
We've had a few discussions, but our group... Only the captain.
I see.
Glad to see someone's not afraid of a little... The science division...
I doubt there's another body in the galaxy that could pull it off.
Absolutely correct. There are no...
Order, please. And Major Sinon? Dr. Walker, you'd find this acceptable?
We trust the captain's judgment.
Then the matter is settled. Today marks day one for the United Colonies Terramorph Management Division, making you three the founding members of the TMD. As befits such a group, today we will be adding 3 new Class 1 citizens.
Class 1? For the 3 of us? Are you joking?
What he means to say is...
Oh, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
It's a status reserved only for those who've dedicated their lives to the Class 1s enjoy an and I'm told the penthouse is... You all have earned it. Now, Major Sanan, Dr. Walker, I hope you two are willing to continue.
We'd be honored, ma'am.
As for you, Captain, the Vanguard will be providing much of the on-the-ground. As a member of both the Vanguard and the TMD, speak to your commander. He should be able to provide you with assignments going forward. On behalf of the whole of the United, this meeting is...